Hi everybody, my name is Hannah and this is Pepper and Pine and I have a project to share with you today. We are in the middle of our China main lesson block for our homeschool and we're getting a ton of inspiration from this amazing book called Bamboo Crafts by Jennifer DeCristoforo. I love this book. It is really well laid out and the projects are really simple enough for a child to do them completely on their own. So today we're going to be making some ribbon dance poles and I've got some dowels as well as some acrylic paints. I also have some watercolor paints and we're going to be watercoloring 2 of the dowels red and then we're also going to use acrylic paints on 2 of the dowels. They are about 3/8 of an inch in diameter, but you can use larger or smaller dowels depending on how old your children are. The longer they are, the heavier they are, however. And so we're going to start by painting them. They're going to take a little time to dry. This was a very quick and simple project, but because of the drying time, it did take us 2 days to complete. I'm working alongside my 10-year-old daughter. My 14-year-old son is also doing this ancient China main lesson block, but he will be doing other projects, but he did enjoy these ribbon sticks once they were done. So I'm choosing carmine red in our acrylic paint to paint the other 2 dowels. I'm painting one set and my daughter is painting the other set. Now the watercolors do dry more quickly, but they do need 2 coats of paint to get that nice rich color. But the acrylic paints cover very easily and you just need 1 coat. However, I did find that they took longer to dry and you do want to make sure that your dowels are completely dry before you glue on your ribbon. Now you can add a sealant coat if you wanted to do on top of your paint. However, I'm not sure how that's going to work with the glue, so I decided not to do that. You could also add some sealant towards the bottom part of your dowel and avoid the tip where you do glue down your ribbon if you did want to make your sticks shiny. So we're just going to put them in a little container to let them dry completely. And once they are completely dry, then you can move on to the next step. So we've got our acrylic dowels here that look really beautiful, and our watercolor ones are a little bit more maybe translucent. You can see a little bit more of the wood grain. Now originally I bought 3-inch ribbon and I thought that that would be a little bit too wide, so in the last minute I decided to also go out and get some smaller ribbon, and I got some 1.5-inch wide ribbon. It turns out that when you are doing the ribbon dances, the ribbon or the silk or the fabric is actually really wide. So this is going to be a modified version of what you could expect to see in a Chinese ribbon dance. We're using our well-bound glue. This works with fabric and wood. It is quite a universal glue, and it's going to work really well at keeping these in place. They could still tear, but this does keep it really well glued to the end of that dowel. It is going to need a long time to dry, and so we're going to put these aside and let them dry overnight. I'm going to work on the next dowel using our wider ribbon. I'm using about 6 feet. The directions in the craft book recommended about 4.5 to 5 feet, but I wanted ours a little bit longer. And in fact, I make one that is super long as well. Now we do need to give them plenty of time to dry. I know that my daughter wanted to try using them right as soon as I was done gluing the tips on, but it's best to give them enough time to dry so they don't tear. I did notice that since we did try them out, they did fray a little bit. I'm going to give you a little trick on how to remedy that. But first, I also found another dowel in our stash of supplies, and I decided to go ahead and paint that one red. We did need to have several coats of paint for that one, and I thought that we could add the larger ribbon to that as well. Okay, so now I'm going to use a little bit of glue to the edge of the ribbon. I did give it a nice trim so that it doesn't fray, and then I added some glue, and then once it dried completely, it really kept the ribbon from fraying in the end. All right, so the next day we're able to work with our ribbon sticks, and we tried a few different techniques, some figure 8s and then some twirls. It was a lot of fun experiencing these modified versions of the ribbon sticks. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Don't forget that you can check out more projects that we did for our Ancient China main lesson block. You can tap on the screen right now. Don't forget to check out the blog post that accompanies this video for more information. That link is down in the description box below. You can also find examples of Chinese ribbon dances. Those links are down in the description box below. You can tap on the screen as well right now. And if you want to see how our homeschool is progressing on a daily basis, you can find me on Instagram at Pepper and Pine.